Man, when you think of American tradition, Harley-Davidson is right there with apple pie and baseball. These motorcycles have seen it all. 2 world wars, the Great Depression, the Great Recession, and yes, even that hilarious episode of South Park. Back in 1917, when the US entered World War I, Harley-Davidson stepped up. Over a third of all their motorcycles went straight to the troops. By the end of the war, the Army had used around 20,000 Harleys. Think about that. These machines weren't just reliable, they were downright essential. Now, let's get into why you're here. Today, we're diving into the best Harley-Davidson models ever made in no particular order. Each of these bikes has got a story, a legacy that's more than just nuts and bolts. So stick around, and at the end, let us know which Harley is your favorite. Number 20. Harley-Davidson WLA Liberator. Talking about Harley's contribution to American society would be incomplete without mentioning its contribution to World War II. Contracted by the military to provide motorcycles to the US Army, Harley provided the WLA Liberator. The motorcycle Harley provided was tough and durable, if not particularly light at more than 500 pounds. It used an older flathead engine that was cheaper and easier to produce and had already proven to be reliable and tough. It would also make it easier to repair in the field, as soldiers often had to fix their machines on the go. In the end, Harley sent nearly 100,000 motorcycles overseas. Without these durable machines, the Allies would likely still have won the war, but the contribution from Harley-Davidson made an impact. They were used mostly for escort, scout, and police duties, not for combat roles. Up to a third of the war production was sent to our Soviet allies as well. After the war, Harley experienced difficulties getting raw materials as so much effort was put into rebuilding Europe's economies. This later led to cheap imported machines flooding the US market, hampering Harley's efforts to expand after the war. According to the motorcyclist, after the war, tens of thousands of these motorcycles were left at home and abroad. Former soldiers and civilians bought them up, altering them for civilian service. This makes original bikes with olive green paint and identifying military symbols exceedingly rare today. Number 19. The Harley-Davidson XR750. The Harley-Davidson XR750 is one of the most iconic motorcycles in racing history. Born from Harley's determination to dominate dirt track competitions. Launched in 1969, the XR750 was designed specifically for flat track racing, featuring a 750cc twin-cylinder engine derived from the Sportster V-twin. This engine, paired with a lightweight frame, made it a top contender on the track. The initial models, however, had issues. Harley used cast iron heads, which led to overheating in hotter climates, compromising performance. By 1972, the company resolved this with aluminum heads and further reduced the bike's weight to just 314 pounds, optimizing its agility and speed. The adjustable suspension and carefully engineered frame gave racers the stability and control needed for intense competition. The XR750's impact was immediate and long-lasting. From 1972 to 2008, it won 29 of 37 AMA Grand National Championships, a testament to its engineering excellence. It also became the preferred bike of Evel Knievel, who performed many of his legendary stunts on it. Though no longer in production, the XR750 remains a symbol of Harley-Davidson's commitment to racing, with its influence still felt in custom builds and tributes worldwide. Number 18. Harley-Davidson Fat Boy. The Harley-Davidson Fat Boy, introduced in 1990, is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the Harley lineup. Designed by Willie G. Davidson and Louis Netz, the Fat Boy became an instant classic thanks to its bold styling and strong performance. Part of the Softdale family, it features a hidden rear suspension that gives it the appearance of a rigid frame bike while ensuring a smooth and comfortable ride. The Fat Boy's original model came with an 82 cubic inch Evolution engine, offering reliable power and performance. Early models were distinguished by their solid disc wheels, a unique feature that added to their robust and imposing look. Over the years, the Fat Boy's undergone several upgrades, including the introduction of the 114 cubic inch Milwaukee 8 engine in more recent models, providing even more power and torque. Its design was not only functional but also symbolic, with some rumors linking its silver color and solid wheels to the B-29 bombers they used in World War II. While these connections remain speculative, the Fat Boy's impact on the motorcycle industry is undeniable. It played a key role in reviving Harley's fortunes in the 1990s and has remained a favorite among riders for its blend of classic style and modern performance. Number 17. Harley-Davidson Sportster. This series has been a cornerstone in Harley's lineup since 1957, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a motorcycle that stuck around this long while staying true to its roots. Let's roll back to the very start. The Sportster was Harley's answer to those lightweight British imports. You know, the Triumphs, the BSAs, and Nortons that were all the rage back in the day. Harley responded with an OHV 883cc engine, a beefy upgrade from the 750cc flathead K model it replaced. But it wasn't just about the engine. The Sportster had the perfect balance. Not too big, not too small, just a motorcycle you could throw around in city traffic without breaking a sweat, yet powerful enough to make you feel like the king of the road. By the time the 70s rolled around, Harley ditched its experiment with rebadging smaller European bikes. They didn't need those anymore because the Sportster had solidified itself as the smallest and most accessible Harley. Number 16. Harley-Davidson 11F. Harley-Davidson's journey began humbly in 1903 with simple designs, bicycle frames outfitted with engines and fuel tanks. But by 1915, the company had rapidly evolved, introducing the 11F model, a motorcycle that truly set the stage for Harley's legacy. The 11F brought significant innovations to the table. For starters, it featured a brand new V-twin engine with larger valves and a unique overhead intake valve while retaining the side valve setup for the exhaust. This engineering tweak improved performance dramatically, and let's not forget the 3-speed transmission, a game-changer in its time, offering riders a level of control and versatility that was unheard of back then. But the real standout feature? The automatic oiler. Riders no longer had to stop mid-journey to manually oil the valve train, which was a huge convenience. The addition of an electrical lighting system powered by a magneto also made the 11F one of the most advanced motorcycles of its era, particularly in terms of rider safety and functionality. Number 15. Harley-Davidson V-Rod. Released with the Bold Revolution engine, it introduced Harley fans to fuel injection, overhead cams, and water cooling all at once. This engine was a game-changer, delivering a robust 120 horsepower, making it powerful yet smooth for riders. What really set the V-Rod apart was its engineering pedigree. Harley brought Porsche, yes, the same company behind the luxury sports cars, into the mix to help craft this modern masterpiece. The result was a bike that not only performed well, but also stayed cool under pressure, a rare feat for Harleys of the era. Sitting at a stoplight no longer felt like roasting over a fire. Its design was just as daring. The V-Rod featured a sportier, aggressive look that still managed to hold on to Harley's signature American vibe. It was created to compete with Japanese bikes and attract a new kind of rider, and it succeeded. Many motorcyclists who wouldn't have considered a Harley made an exception for the V-Rod. Number 14. Harley-Davidson XLCR. Designed by Willie Davidson himself, the XLCR was Harley's attempt to create a cafe racer that could stand out in a market dominated by the big cruisers and nimble Japanese bikes. Produced between 1977 and 79, fewer than 4,000 were made, making it a rare piece of Harley's history. The XLCR was powered by a 69 horsepower engine which delivered impressive acceleration and responsive handling. Its design featured a lightweight, stripped-down frame, setting it apart from Harley's traditional bulkier models. The bike's performance-focused setup included dual front disc brakes and a rear disc brake, ensuring reliable stopping power. The blacked-out styling with sleek lines gave it a modern, aggressive look, a stark contrast to the classic Harley aesthetic of the time. Despite its innovative features, the XLCR struggled to gain traction in its day. American riders were skeptical of the cafe racer concept, favoring either traditional Harley cruisers or the high-rev lightweight Japanese motorcycles. However, over time, the XLCR's reputation has grown significantly. Collectors and enthusiasts now regard it as a groundbreaking model that paved the way for future American sportsters. Number 13. Harley-Davidson EL Knucklehead. It's 1936, smack dab in the middle of the Great Depression. Harley rolls the dice and unveils an entirely new design, the EL, which would later earn its iconic Knucklehead nickname thanks to its distinct rocker boxes. Now, at first glance, the styling wasn't revolutionary, but the streamlined tank and Art Deco detailing gave it a sharp edge for its time. But the real game changer, Harley's very first overhead valve engine. Available in 61 or 74 cubic engines. This engine wasn't just about looks, it delivered real power, jumping around from 30 horsepower to 40 on the smaller engine, and a hefty 45 on the bigger one. That's a significant boost back then, and get this, they ditched the old total loss lubrication system, which honestly was a fancy way of saying your bike leaked oil everywhere. Instead, the Knucklehead fully introduced a fully recirculating oil system, keeping things cleaner and a lot more efficient. Now, these bikes weren't just functional, they were elegant. They got this timeless charm that modern bikes just can't quite replicate. Sure, you gotta deal with some old school engineering quirks, but the joy of riding one is unmatched. Today, if you can even find a 1936 EL Knucklehead, expect to cough up a small fortune. These beauties are rare and go for staggering sums at auctions. Number 12. The Road King. The Road King FLHR is a motorcycle that epitomizes Harley-Davidson's heritage. Introduced in 1994, this touring bike blends classic design with modern functionality. Harley fans know it as the quintessential model that captures the brand's spirit. A large V-twin touring machine that skips the bulky fairings and extra luggage cases found on baggers. Instead, the Road King delivers a streamlined and timeless look. Powered by a reliable V-twin engine, the Road King's appeal lies in its ability to balance vintage style and modern engineering. 2 years after its launch, Harley equipped it with fuel injection, a move that marked the beginning of consistent upgrades to keep it in line with the contemporary technology. Over the years, it's received every technical refinement Harley could offer, making it a favorite among riders who appreciate the blend of old-school aesthetics and modern reliability. Built for purists, the Road King stays true to Harley-Davidson's roots while offering a smoother and more dependable ride. It's a motorcycle designed for those who crave the classic Harley vibe without the maintenance headaches of vintage bikes. This combination of style and performance has cemented its place as one of the brand's most enduring models. Number 11. Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250. Powered by the Revolution Max engine, this liquid-cooled 1250cc V-twin delivers impressive torque and horsepower, making it equally adept on highways and rough trails. Its oversized tires and advanced adjustable suspension system are engineered to tackle challenging terrains like sand, gravel, and rocky paths, giving it a versatility rarely seen in Harley's lineup. This bike was built to explore, not just cruise. What truly sets the Pan America apart is its tech-forward approach. The full-color digital display is packed with customizable ride modes and advanced electronics, a stark contrast to the traditional gauges found on Harley's cruisers. The attention to modern rider demands shows Harley's commitment to innovation. Number 10. We have the Harley-Davidson Buell. While not technically Harley-Davidson, Buell was deeply intertwined with the brand for years. It all started with Eric Buell, an engineer at Harley-Davidson who had a vision for creating motorcycles built for racing. That dream turned into a manufacturing business, with Harley stepping in and buying a significant stake in 1993, eventually taking full ownership in 98. Now, Buell bikes, they were something else. They were these sporty, innovative, and completely unlike the cruiser and touring bikes that Harley was known for. These bikes had some groundbreaking features. The engine doubled as part of the frame. The frame itself sometimes held the fuel, and they used this unique braking system with a disc mounted on the outer rim of the wheel. Pretty cutting-edge stuff. Despite these innovations and sales that exceeded Buell's expectations, they never quite fit into Harley's traditional lineup. CEO Keith Wandell's famous remark, something about not understanding why anyone would ride a sports bike, pretty much summed up the disconnect. Ultimately, Harley shut Buell down back in 2009. Number 9. The 2009 model year XR1200. Originally built for the European market under the codename Steroid, it hit the scenes in 2008 and instantly turned heads. But here's where it gets good. Americans caught wind of this flat-track-inspired beast and demanded that Harley bring it to the States. The pressure worked, too. In 2009, it made its U.S. debut, instantly standing out as one of the coolest Sportsters ever made. The XR1200 is a tribute to Harley's flat-track racing roots, borrowing heavily from the iconic XR750. This bike isn't just about looks, though. Under the hood, it's powered by a 1200cc high-compression V-twin engine that churns out 90 horsepower at 7,000 RPMs and 73 foot-pounds of torque. At the time, this made it the most powerful Sportster Harley ever produced, even outshining their flagship CVO 110 engine. Sure, it's not the fastest bike out there, but it's got a charm that's pretty hard to resist. Sometimes it's not about raw speed, it's about the riding experience, and the XR1200 delivers that in spades. What makes this model even more intriguing is its rarity. Despite its capabilities and appeal, it didn't fly off the shelves, which only made it more desirable for collectors a decade later. Unlike the usual chrome-heavy Harley aesthetics, the XR1200 sports a sleek flat gray engine and modern styling. With show-off forks, stiffer suspension, and tasteful upgrades like carbon fiber wheels, this bike stands out in both form and function. Sure, the kickstand design leaves something to be desired. It's a cheap, stamped piece of metal, but that's a small gripe in an otherwise standout package. Number 8. Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide ST. The Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide ST has turned heads for its cutting-edge design, setting it apart in the world of performance motorcycles. Drawing inspiration from the Bagger Racing League, this bike embodies a sporty aerodynamic attitude that blends style and substance. At the forefront, the redesigned W-shaped lighting and aggressive fairing makes a bold statement. The 25th anniversary badging on the tank console and fairing highlights Harley's legacy in custom vehicle operations, ensuring its history is as visible as its innovation. Harley didn't stop at aesthetics. They painted cast aluminum wheels, lightweight and performance-driven, pair perfectly with the streamlined saddlebags and carbon fiber accents on the tank console and front fender. Even the Fast Johnny emblem, available in Raven Metallic or Golden White Pearl, adds a personal touch that speaks to its unique craftsmanship. Performance-wise, the CVO Road Glide ST packs a 121 cubic inch high-output Milwaukee 8 motor, delivering 12% more horsepower and 6% more torque than its standard counterpart. A modified final ratio enhances acceleration without sacrificing its 120-mile-an-hour top speed. Dual Brembo brakes and wave rotors ensure confident stopping power, while the fully adjustable suspension, an inverted front end, and piggyback shocks in the rear lets riders fine-tune their experience. Comfort and tech are not forgotten. The adjustable air vent redirects wind for a smoother ride, and the 12.3 touchscreen replaces traditional gauges, displaying all bike metrics via Harley's Skyline OS. Rockford Fosgate audio and multiple ride modes, including track mode, elevate the riding experience even more. Number 7. The Harley-Davidson FXR. Back in its heyday, it was a bike built for versatility and durability, with a frame geometry and rubber-mounted engine that made it far more stable and comfortable than many of its competitors. Yet it still faced an uphill battle when it came to popularity. The FXR's design didn't fit the mold of what riders thought a classic American cruiser should look like. Its sleek frame was more function-focused, which some purists saw as lacking the quintessential Harley aesthetic. To make matters worse, the cost of production was significantly higher, leading Harley to pivot towards the more cost-effective Dyna lineup. Though the Dyna had its charm, many riders and experts would argue it was a step down in quality. Today, the FXR's legacy continues, not just because of its performance, but because of the loyal community that's formed around it. Owners describe maintaining these bikes as a labor of love, with enthusiasts praising its durability and ride quality. Whether it's carving through city streets or cruising along highways, the FXR still holds its own. So, was the FXR a victim of its time or a masterpiece ahead of it? Number 6. The 2008 Harley-Davidson Crossbones. Released in 2008 and sadly discontinued by 2012, this bike had a short but memorable run. It was an unconventional addition to Harley's lineup, blending retro design with modern elements. Its standout feature, the iconic Springer front end, divided opinions. While some loved its nostalgic look, others found it less practical compared to modern hydraulic forks. The Springer's unique aesthetic, with exposed springs and a retro vibe, was a love it or hate it feature that polarized people. The Crossbones leaned heavily into the bobber style, with blacked-out components and a minimalist design that catered to that niche audience. One of the many criticisms came from the bike's handling. The Springer's front end, while excellent for straight-line cruising, struggled in aggressive turns. The heavier setup required meticulous adjustments to maintain optimal performance, and many riders found it challenging to tune correctly. Additionally, the absence of ABS, a feature becoming a standard in the late 2000s, limited its appeal in markets with stricter safety regulations. Stylistically, the Crossbones was ahead of its time. Its stripped-down, dark custom aesthetic fits perfectly with today's trends. But back in 2008, it didn't resonate as strongly. Sales were lackluster and the model was discontinued by 2012. However, the bike has since gained a cult following. Its unique blend of old-school charm and modern functionality make it a sought-after collectible today. The question remains, should Harley-Davidson revisit the Crossbones and the Springer front end? Number 5. Harley-Davidson's FXSTB Night Train. This softail model stood out not just for its performance, but for its distinct brooding personality. At its core is a 1584cc twin-cam 96B balanced engine paired with a 6-speed cruise-drive transmission. That combo ensures smooth power delivery and that unmistakable Harley rumble. Designed to turn heads, the Night Train boasts a blacked-out powertrain and wrinkle black trim on its engine covers. The darkness extends to the fuel tank console, oil tank, and rear fender supports, giving it a menacing aesthetic. The stance is low, with the seat perched at 25 inches, but the bike's 680-pound weight makes it feel solid and planted on the road. The long FX front end pairs with a 21-inch lace front wheel and a beefy 200mm rear tire tucked under the bobtail fender. Forward foot controls and drag bars complete the aggressive setup, making it a standout whether cruising the highway or rolling through town. And let's not forget the exhaust, a chrome staggered shorty system that delivers a growl as fierce as the bike's looks. Available in colors like Red Hot Sunglow, Vivid Black, Black Denim, and Black Pearl, the Night Train carried a custom vibe straight from the factory. Number 4. Harley-Davidson Electra Glide. The Harley-Davidson Electra Glide represents a milestone in American motorsport design. First introduced in 1965, this bike marked the debut of Harley's iconic panhead engine, but its most defining feature, the Batwing fairing, didn't become standard till later. The fairing quickly became synonymous with the Electra Glide's bold personality and touring capabilities. By the time the final model rolled out in 2022, the Electra Glide had evolved into a grand touring masterpiece. Powered by the Milwaukee 8 V-twin engine, it delivered 90 horsepower and 101 pounds-feet of torque from its 1690cc air-cooled twin-cam 103 V-twin setup. The 906-pound weight might sound hefty, but the bike's balance and stability made it a favorite for long-haul riders. The Electra Glide also featured the latest emulsion technology rear shock absorbers, ensuring a smooth ride no matter the distance. Its comfort-focused design made it the quintessential American touring bike, perfect for cross-country journeys. Although production ended in 2022, its legacy lives on through the Glide family, which continues to embody the touring spirit that the Electra Glide first captured. Much like other groundbreaking models, it's a bike that exemplifies Harley-Davidson's commitment to innovation and timeless design, ensuring its place in motorcycle history. Number 3. Harley-Davidson 48. The Harley-Davidson 48 stands out as a compact yet powerful motorcycle that has earned its place in the spotlight. Known for its urban practicality and timeless design, the 48 fills a unique role in Harley's lineup. The bike features a low seat height and a narrow frame, making it an excellent choice for smaller riders or those seeking a more approachable Harley experience. Despite weighing over 500 pounds, its low center of gravity makes it remarkably nimble and easy to handle. The 48 is powered by a 1202cc air-cooled Evolution engine, delivering 66 horsepower and 70 pounds-feet of torque. This engine is not only reliable, but also packs a punch, offering plenty of power for city rides and short trips. The bike's compact design includes a distinctive teardrop-shaped fuel tank, a nod to Harley-Davidson's rich heritage. This retro aesthetic blends seamlessly with its modern engineering, creating a motorcycle that's both stylish and functional. Built for urban adventures, the 48's sturdy frame and minimalist look emphasizes raw power and practicality. While it may not seem suited for long-distance touring, it excels at making an impression in cityscapes, and it meets. Weighing in at 811 pounds, the 48 combines its lightweight feel with robust performance, making it a favorite among riders seeking a bold yet manageable Harley. Number 2. Harley-Davidson's Custom Vehicle Operation CVO. It's like having two bikes in one. The Harley-Davidson's Custom Vehicle Operation CVO lineup has been turning heads since its debut in 1999, offering a level of personalization that felt revolutionary for the time. But it wasn't until 2010 that the Softail convertible really stole the show. By 2012, Harley-Davidson introduced the CVO Softail convertible, a bike that raised the bar even higher, cementing its place as a favorite among riders. This model's appeal lies in its versatility. Depending on how you outfit it, it can transform from a laid-back cruiser to a touring powerhouse. Its removable windscreen, rear passenger seat, and backrest make it a bike that adapts to whatever adventure you have in mind. But practicality isn't the only thing it has going for it. With a lightweight frame and seat height of just 24.5 inches, the CVO Softail convertible is particularly welcoming to a wide range of riders. It's perfect for women, new riders, or men of smaller stature looking for a bike that doesn't compromise performance or style. Despite its approachable size, the Softail delivers on the Harley promise: bold looks and a ride that packs a punch. The last one on the list is the Harley-Davidson Street Glide. The Harley-Davidson Street Glide made its mark as a unique offering in Harley's lineup, though its rise to fame wasn't immediate. Initially, riders struggled to pinpoint where this bike fit. Was it a cruiser or a touring machine? But once the Street Glide found its footing, it became a benchmark for sporty touring bikes. Its story began as a personal project tailored to meet one man's vision. Today, it's a favorite among riders who value luxury and cutting-edge technology. Under the hood, the Street Glide is powered by a Milwaukee 8-117 engine boasting a 1923cc displacement. This beast delivers 86 horsepower and an impressive 109 pounds-feet of torque. Its wide power band ensures smooth performance whether you're on the highway or winding through back roads. With a dry weight of 811 pounds, it's built for stability without sacrificing agility. Harley has expanded the Street Glide lineup to include 4 distinct variants: the base model, the Street Glide ST, and the Street Glide Special, along with a premium CVO Street Glide, each offering a unique blend of performance and luxury features, catering to riders with varying needs and budgets. What are your thoughts? I want to hear from you down there in the comment section. Do you agree with my list? Do you think I got the order wrong? Is there a bike I missed? Is there a bike maybe I ranked too high? Is there a bike I ranked too low? Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content.